Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going through some Roaring Fire products. They originally had sent me this Ember Pro pouch a few years ago, and I liked it so much that I bought this Roaring Fire tool roll right here. And I keep some of my EDC fixed blades in this one, and it's held up really well. And then this pouch, I did a video a long time ago, and it has remained my truck pouch. This thing can hold so much stuff. Look how thick. I have it packed down with anything that I ever needed while I was in my truck that I wish I would have had is probably in this pouch, and that's how I packed it. And the reason why I chose to use this pouch over all my Maxpedition pouches, my VanQuest pouches, is because this one fit my needs just right. It's got two compartments on this one. I like the contrast with the yellow material in the back right here. I can see everything very easily. And there's zippers, super smooth. They use YKK zippers. They get smoother over time if you know anything about YKK zippers. You have MOLLE attachments on this one. You have some shock cord. And I think this is the thing I like the most, is how you have that a second separate section. And on this side, I have got some fire making stuff if I ever had to do that. Some duct tape, spare battery, bunch of stuff in here, zip ties, Tylenol, electrical tape, you know, stuff that I'd want in my truck. And it's mesh compartments, so if you had to stick something wet in here, or I've been sweating and I put something in here, you can breathe. So they asked me if I want to check out another pouch, and I was super excited to check it out. So let's check out this new one right now. So this new one is the Smolder Wax Canvas Organizer Pouch. These go for around $47 on their site. And at first I was kind of struggling to know where I wanted to put this. If I wanted to put it in an EDC roll, if I wanted to try to use this one in my truck instead of the other one. And I tried several different setups, and the thing that I decided on, because it fit everything that I wanted to just right, is my EDC Tool Kit. The pouch itself seems to be super high quality. You have wax canvas material on here. You have a little Velcro section right here. Got to have the Stas 23 patch. You have some reinforced sections. You have a front zipper pocket right here. I didn't really utilize that. I don't ever usually utilize the outside zipper pockets for some reason. And these are brass YKK zippers. And I got to say, their zippers are some of the smoothest zippers. Man, I have other pouches with YKK zippers, and they're just very tight. And you have little zipper pulls with some 550 paracord and some shrink wrap on the end of it. That's a nice little touch. On the back side, you have two straps if you want to strap it to a backpack or wear it on a belt. And you have these two right here. I tuck these underneath here so they wouldn't be sticking out, because I don't usually use that unless I'm strapping it to a backpack. You also have button snaps right here if you need to remove it without taking a belt off or something like that, or just to remove it off of a pouch. You have a little hanging loop right here, double zippers right here, YKK zippers as well on here, same zippers. Only thing that I noticed right at the back that I would have liked to see on here are the water resistant lining zippers. I have those on a few of my different pouches, and that would have been something nice to see on here, because the wax canvas is going to repel water pretty darn well as long as it has that wax on it. Now that will eventually wear out, but you know, you could always redo it if you needed to. This thing can get pretty darn wide. The dimensions on this one are 7.87 inches long, 6.1 inches wide, and 1.77 inches thick. And can hold a good bit of stuff. I like how it's got the clamshell opening where it completely opens. So you have this compartment right here. Let's take a look at this. You have 4 elastic loops in the front, smaller ones, and you have 2 big ones behind those. And then in the back right here, you have a open pocket right here. You have this center thing right here, which I like, because say if you were going to be using this for EDC gear and you didn't want your EDC gear rubbing against each other, this right here is going to protect it. When you close it, you know, it's in between the 2 sections. You have this mesh pocket here, zipper. It comes with this little carabiner on here, also YKK zippers. And then you flip it up, and then you have another compartment that's pretty much mirroring this side. You got the 4 small elastic loops, the 2 big ones behind it, and then that pocket sitting right here. We'll go through this side real quick. I'll have links to all the Roaring Fire products you see in this video down in the description. And if I have the time, I'll put some of these items, if they're available, down in the description as well. So right here I have a Torx driver, and then I already have it loaded with a Weehaw bit. Underneath it, a little diamond file. I use those things for all kinds of stuff. Pair of tweezers. Tweezers are always handy, especially when I'm doing knife maintenance. You got little bitty screws. A little inspection light. This is a lumen top. This is a very old lumen top, the IYP 365. Plenty bright enough for what I would need that for. And then a second driver if I have to hold backup on something. I put a little Exceed Designs Tyrant razor, just to have a little razor knife if I wanted to cut something open and I didn't want to get gunk on my knife or whatever I need that for. Then back here I have my Vero Engineering fulcrum. This not only is a pry bar, but it doubles as a bit driver. You got the 2 bits right there, and then the magnetized bit holder right there. So this thing is really cool. I know a lot of people don't use them, but I use, especially when I'm doing knife maintenance, I use my pry bars all the time to pop scales loose or a stuck pivot. I put it in between the blade and the scales and pop it up. I use these all the time. And then behind here, I have my remaining leftover Weehaw T6 bits, since those are the ones you go through the most. And then I have a big old thing of T8s as well. On this side, got my Loctite. I have a little small ratchet wrench that goes to like a Leatherman, but it also fits in a 1/4 inch drive slot. I have a little bit extension here behind it. It's pretty gimmicky, but it actually works a little bit. So you have a wrench right here. This little thing comes open. It's spring operated, titanium on this one. You have a secondary pry bar, cap lifter, and then you have the little nail puller in the middle. That comes in handy with pivots, but I might open it up a little bit more because most pivots are bigger than that. And then you have more of those micro bits in there. This will probably be the least used, and if I end up not using it at all, it'll go. I try not to carry anything in these pouches that I never use or I don't think I'll end up using. So I got all my bits. I got every bit that I would ever need. I got these 2 right here, and then underneath here I have a little leather pouch that also has a full set of Torx bits in there. Those are what I use the most often. And then on the back side right here, I have my extra small Cobra pliers. These come in clutch a lot. And I just put it in here so these jaws didn't, rip into anything or anything. I don't know. It just seemed like a smart idea. And then on this side, this thing's pretty sweet as well. This is a made in the US Grandview. I forgot where I got this from. So what this is a bunch of small needle files right here. And then the end of it is the holder. I use this a lot of times for deburring stuff. Putting a small little chamfer on the inside of maybe G10 and stuff like that behind the knife, or I've used this a few times to deburr the detent hole on some of my knives. And then right here, I had the little Work Sharp collaboration with Benchmade. It's got the little ceramic hone and the preloaded strop on it with the little angles on it. This is just to use in a pinch if I'm not at my house. I mean, a lot of this stuff is for that purpose. Now, I also, I have a few different setups whenever I'm doing knife maintenance, but a lot of times I'll leave these tools everywhere and my wife, it drives her nuts. So at least I can keep them in here and not have them spread out all over the place. I have a few different maintenance mats, and now I can keep my tools in a single spot. And if I'm going out of town or going on vacation, going to a friend's house, and I might need to do some knife maintenance or need something, if I need to be able to tighten up something, I can definitely do it. Now, will this make sense for everybody? Probably not. But I am a knife reviewer. I take apart so many knives, it's unbelievable. So this makes a lot of sense for me. And then in here, I have a little microfiber cloth that I just keep in here. And then some tie clips from Civivi. I got some skiff bearings in here. Just some different odd and ends for knives. A bunch of these Curade alcohol prep pads. I use these when I'm cleaning off the gunk out of my knives. This is a cool little thing to tell you what size bearings you're going to need for your skiff bearings and stuff like that. That's who made this skiff. And then I have a small thing of knife pivot lube in there. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that lube in here. Has anybody had any experience keeping their knife pivot lube in like a pouch or something? I just don't want it to leak on everything. Is anybody had any of theirs leak? I'm not sure. I have another little oiler set up that I could use. I'm not sure. But right now, I'm happy with the way I have this set up. It fits everything very nicely. And I know this canvas is tough stuff. I have other pouches in canvas, and it's very durable. And it's a nice departure from my Cordura pouches, kind of like the other one that I keep in my truck. And it folds up nice and neat. I can zip it up, and I can store it out of the way fairly easily. I'm also thinking about picking up a second one of these myself and making it a little medical kit. I think that would be a perfect medical kit size on this one. And I could also keep that in my truck as well. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this. Do any of y'all set up y'all stuff like this? Do y'all like these pouch videos? Because I have a couple more small EDC pouch videos that are coming. But if this doesn't get watched, then I probably won't even put that one up. So always love to hear y'all thoughts. Let me know what y'all think about these. I absolutely love it. I think it's a nice looking pouch. It's a good bit smaller than the Ember Pro and a lot thinner as well. This one is very easy to throw in a backpack. It's very compact. This one gets rather heavy once you load it out like I have it. And I like the little tool roll. They make a smaller one as well. I think I might try that one out also eventually. I think my next thing that I want to check out is one of their wax canvas backpacks. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave those down below. I hope everybody has an absolute amazing day. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.